1. Introduction. My name is Ellie. I am 25 years old. My life is simple and calm. I live in a small town, a quiet place where not much usually happens. My job is at the local coffee shop. I work 6 days a week, from morning until late afternoon. My tasks are simple. I make coffee, clean tables, and talk to customers. I always try to be friendly and kind. Most days are the same. I go to work, I come home, I read a book, and then I sleep. This routine feels safe for me. I do not like problems or big changes. I have always preferred a calm life. One ordinary Tuesday, something changed. It was a normal morning at the coffee shop. The sun was bright. People were enjoying their drinks and talking quietly. Then, the front door opened. A man walked in. He was very tall and he wore a dark jacket. His hair was black and his face looked serious. He did not smile. He did not look at anyone else in the room. He just walked straight towards the counter. His name was Moan. I had heard many whispers about him before. In our small town, people talked a lot about new people. The whispers about Moan were not good. People said he was dangerous. They said he had a difficult past, full of problems. Some people said he broke many hearts. They warned me to stay away from him. I always listened to these warnings. I did not want any trouble in my quiet life. I wanted to keep my safe routine. But then he looked at me. His eyes were dark and very strong. When his eyes met mine, I felt a very strange feeling. It was a feeling I had never felt before. It was like a sudden shock. It was a powerful connection. It was instant. It made my heart beat much faster. I felt like I knew him, even though we had never spoken a single word. It was more than just a simple look. It felt like something important was happening. It was a strong pull towards him. In that moment, I knew my simple routine was shattered. My quiet life was about to change. This man, Moan, had changed something important just by walking into the coffee shop and looking at me. I did not understand this strange feeling, but I could feel it deep inside me. Everything felt different now. My calm world suddenly felt like it was about to become very different. I tried to look away, but I could not. His eyes held mine for a few seconds. It felt like a very long time. Then he moved closer to the counter, and I had to ask for his order. My hands felt a little shaky. This was not a normal day. This was the day Moan came into my life, and I felt an instant, powerful connection to him, a connection I had never experienced before. 2. A new customer. Mon became a daily customer at the coffee shop. He came in every morning, always at the same time. He did not speak much. He just ordered 1 black coffee. He was always quiet, but I could feel his presence fill the small space. He sat at the same small table near the window. From there, he could see the whole room. He seemed to watch everything and everyone, but his intense eyes often came back to me. I started to notice small things about him. His dark jacket, the way he held his cup, and the many tattoos on his hands. These tattoos were like dark pictures on his skin. His eyes were very intense. They never seemed to smile, even when he looked at me. He did not talk to any other customers or even to my coworkers. It was always just a quiet moment between him and me when he came to the counter. I began to learn his routine, and I knew when he would arrive each day. His visits became the most important part of my morning. One sunny afternoon, Moan came to the counter as usual. He placed his money down for his coffee. I took the money and then gave him his change. For a very short moment, his fingers touched my hand. It was just a second, but a strong shock went through me. It felt like a small electric spark. My breath stopped for a moment. My heart started to beat very fast in my chest. I looked at his eyes, and they were fixed on mine. In that moment, I felt a deep connection, even stronger than before. It was a strange and powerful feeling that made me feel warm and a little scared at the same time. I wondered if he felt it too, but his face showed nothing. After he left, I stood still for a few minutes. My hand still felt warm where he had touched it. I knew I should be careful. The whispers about Moan were still in my mind. People said he was trouble. They said he was dangerous. I told myself, Ellie, you must stay away from him. Do not let yourself feel anything for him. But even as I thought these words, I knew it was too late. My feelings for him were already growing strong. I realized I was already falling for him. It was a feeling I had never known before, a mix of fear and a strange, strong pull towards him. Every day, I waited for him to walk through the door. His quiet visits had completely changed my simple life. I knew this feeling could lead to trouble, but I felt helpless to stop it. 3. He walks me home. The coffee shop was quiet. My workday was ending. I felt the usual mix of tiredness and relief. I started to clean the counter, thinking about going home. Then I looked up. Through the window, I saw him. Mon stood outside near the shop door. He was waiting. My heart jumped. A strange feeling came over me. I felt a little fear, yes. But another feeling was stronger. It was a deep excitement. I had never felt this way before. It was a mix of worry and wonder. He was always quiet, but his presence was always loud for me. He saw me look at him. He pushed the door open and walked inside. "Let me walk you home," he said. His voice was low and calm. I wanted to say no. I knew I should, but the word did not come out. It was like my voice was lost. He did not wait for my answer. He just turned and walked out. I followed him, feeling a little helpless but also drawn. We walked side by side down the quiet street. The sun was going down, painting the sky in orange and red. The air was cool. At first, there was silence between us. It was a comfortable silence, surprisingly. I could feel his strong presence next to me. Then he broke the quiet. "Do you have a big family?" he asked. "Do you like living in this town? What do you dream about for your future?" He asked many personal questions. I was surprised. He always seemed so closed off. His questions felt real. He seemed truly interested in my answers. I found myself talking easily. I told him about my small family, my quiet life, and my secret wish to travel and see the world one day. I asked him, "Why do you care about these things?" He looked at me with his dark, deep eyes. "I don't know," he said softly. "You are different from others." His words made a warm feeling spread through me. It was a strange moment. This man, who everyone called dangerous, was listening to my simple dreams. His interest felt very genuine. For a moment, I forgot the whispers. I forgot the warnings. I just felt a connection, strong and new. We reached my house. The porch light was on. I stopped at the gate. He stopped too. He did not leave right away. He stood very close to me. His face was serious and his eyes were intense. He leaned in a little. His voice dropped to a whisper. "You should stay away from me, Ellie," he said. His words were a cold shock after our warm talk. They went against everything he had just done. My mind raced. Stay away, but he had just walked me home. He had asked about my dreams. He had said I was different. I looked at him, confused. "Then why are you here with me?" I asked him. I needed an answer. I needed to understand this strange man. He did not answer my question. He just looked at me for a long moment, his expression unreadable. Then he turned and walked away. He disappeared into the growing darkness of the night. I stood by my gate, watching the empty street. My heart was beating fast. I was more confused than ever before. He told me to stay away, but his actions pulled me closer. He was a mystery, a puzzle I wanted to solve. Every word he spoke, every look he gave, made me want to know more about him. I went inside my house. The silence felt different now. Moan had walked me home, and my quiet world felt forever changed. I was scared, yes. But I was also very, very intrigued by the dangerous man named Moan. For a dark past. After Moan warned me to stay away, I thought about his words. People in town talked about him. I heard many things. They said Moan had a dark past. He was known for trouble. They whispered about his life before he came to our town. Some stories were about other girls. They said he dated more than one girl at the same time. His relationships did not end well. The girls were often sad or angry. This made me worried. I did not want to be another of those girls. I tried to remember his warning. Stay away from me. Other stories were about fights. People said Moan often got into trouble. His tattooed hands looked strong. I could imagine them in a fight. I heard he had problems with the law. One person said he once stole a car. This was serious. It showed a dangerous side of him. I knew I should listen to these stories and to his own words. I tried to keep my distance from Moan. When he came to the coffee shop, I tried not to look at him much. I served him quickly and turned away. I wanted to be strong to protect my heart. But it was hard. My feelings for him were strong, even with all the bad things I heard. One night, my plan to stay away broke. It was late. I was walking home after finishing work. The streetlights were dim. I saw a shape near the old park bench. It was Moan. He was not standing. He was sitting, leaning against the bench. When I came closer, I saw he was hurt. There was blood on his face. His jacket was torn. He looked very tired and weak. My heart felt a strong pull. I could not leave him there. I walked to him quickly. "Moan?" I asked. He looked up slowly. His eyes were not sharp like usual. They looked lost. I helped him stand up. He was heavy, but I held him tight. I walked him to my small house. Inside, I told him to sit on the sofa. I found the first aid kit. I took out cotton and antiseptic. I started to clean the blood from his face. He did not say a word. He just watched me. His eyes were fixed on my face. There was no anger, no danger, only a deep trust. It was a look I had never seen from him before. He let me clean his wounds gently. When I finished, his face was clean. He still looked tired. He lifted a hand slowly and touched my cheek. His touch was soft, very different from his usual strong touch. He looked deep into my eyes. Then he whispered, "Don't be kind to me." His voice was low and quiet. "You will regret it, Ellie." It was the first time he said my name. His words were a warning, but his eyes showed a quiet sadness. I knew his past was dark, and he believed it would hurt me. But I could not stop helping him. 5, our secret time. After that night, Moan and I started to spend time together. It was always a secret. No one in town knew about us. We met late after my work at the coffee shop. Moan would wait for me. He took me to quiet places. Sometimes we went to the old train station. It was a big, empty place. Other times we walked by the river. These were our secret times away from everyone. We sat in silence often. Sometimes we just listened to the night. It felt peaceful. Then he started to talk more. He told me about his family. He spoke about his mother. She left when he was a small boy. His voice was sad. He also told me about his father. He said his father drank too much. It was a difficult life for him. I listened carefully. This was a new side of Moan, a side no one else saw. He was gentle and vulnerable. In these moments, he was very soft with me. He touched my hair lightly, sometimes just my arm. He held my hands sometimes. His hands were warm. I felt safe with him, even though I knew his past was full of problems. He never hurt me. He looked at me with deep trust. I could see he carried a lot of pain. He opened up slowly, sharing pieces of his sad history. It made me feel closer to him. I felt like I was the only person he could truly talk to. One night, we were at the old train station again. The moon was full and bright. Moan looked at me for a long time. His eyes were dark but soft. Then he leaned closer. He kissed me. It was our first kiss. It felt like a strong, warm fire. My heart beat very fast. I closed my eyes and felt everything. It was an intense moment, full of strong feelings. After the kiss, he pulled back a little. His eyes still looked at me, but I saw something else. It was like a battle inside him. He seemed to want to be close, but also to push me away. He did not say anything, but I could see his struggle. This feeling was always there when we were alone. He was gentle, but I could feel his fight. It was like he was trying to protect me or himself. Our secret time was special, but it also had quiet tension. I wanted to understand him more. 6. Another girl arrives. Ellie was working at the coffee shop. It was a normal afternoon. Customers came and went. Ellie smiled and made coffee. She felt good. She felt happy because of Moan. Their secret time together was special. Then the door opened. A girl walked in. She had bright red lips. Her eyes were sharp and looked around the room. She saw Ellie. She walked straight to Ellie. She stopped at the counter. The girl stood in front of Ellie. Her voice was strong. "Are you Ellie?" she asked. Ellie nodded slowly. Her heart began to beat fast. The girl leaned closer. "You are Moan's new game, right?" Ellie's heart jumped. She felt cold. "What do you mean?" Ellie asked softly. The girl did not smile. "He broke my heart," she said. "He will break yours too. He plays games with girls. You are just the next one." Ellie felt confused and scared. The words hit her hard. Was it true? Were all the stories about Moan real? Just then, Moan came into the coffee shop. He looked at the girl, then at Ellie. His face was calm, but his eyes were serious. He walked quickly to the counter. He did not say a word to the other girl. He took Ellie's hand. His grip was firm. He pulled her gently but quickly from behind the counter. They walked outside the shop. The air felt cool. Ellie looked at Moan. He still held her hand. "Don't listen to her," Moan said. His voice was low. Ellie pulled her hand away. Her mind was full of questions. "Is it true, Moan?" she asked. Her voice was small. "Did you break her heart? Am I just a game to you?" Moan looked at her. He did not answer. He just stood there. His eyes looked sad, but he said nothing. Ellie waited. She needed him to say something. She needed him to say it was not true. She needed him to tell her that girl was wrong. But he stayed silent. His silence was loud. It filled the space between them. It made Ellie's heart ache. All the trust she had felt, all the secret moments, now felt shaky. The happy feelings started to turn into doubt. She wondered if she knew Moan at all. The girl's words echoed in her mind. Maybe Moan was dangerous. Maybe he really would break her heart. She felt a deep sadness begin inside her. 7. I say goodbye. My heart felt very heavy. The words from the other girl stayed in my mind. I thought about Moan, about his secrets, about the parts of him I did not know. I tried to understand him, but it was too hard. My heart was breaking slowly. I could not handle the uncertainty anymore. I felt lost and confused, and the pain was growing inside me every day. One day, I knew I had to speak to him. I had to end it. It was a very difficult decision, but I knew it was the right one for me. We met in our usual quiet place near the old train station. The air was cold, like my feelings. I looked at his face, the face I had come to care for, but also the face that held so many secrets. It was very difficult. My voice was quiet, but my words were strong and clear. I told him, "Moan, I cannot do this anymore. I cannot continue our time together." He looked at me, his eyes dark and unreadable. I continued, "I don't know who you truly are. There are too many things I don't understand. Too many stories. Too much doubt in my mind." I waited for him to argue, to say something, to try and change my mind, but he did not. He just listened. He stood there, quiet. Then he turned and walked away. He did not look back. He just let me go. It was strange. I expected a fight, but there was only silence. My heart felt like a stone. I cried for a long time. The tears came easily, one after another. I went home and stayed in my room. The world felt empty without him. The next day I went to work, but it was not the same. His usual table was empty. Every day I looked at the door, but he did not come. The coffee shop felt very quiet without him. The silence was loud in my ears. I missed him, even though I knew I had made the right choice for myself. But it still hurt very much. Days turned into a week, then 2 weeks. Still no Moan. I tried to focus on my work, on my customers, but my mind often went to him. Then, one afternoon, a letter came. It was not a usual letter. It was small and thin. I opened it slowly. Inside, there was only one piece of paper. On the paper, there was only one question. It was written in his hand. The words were simple, but they made my heart beat fast. It said, "If I fix my life, will you be there?" 8. He comes back. Ellie found a quiet life again. 1 year had passed since she told Moan goodbye. She left her old town and moved to a new place. It was a small city, but bigger than her old home. She started studying again at the local college. She also found a new job at a small bookshop. Life was calm. She met new friends and learned new things. Sometimes she thought about Moan. She wondered if he had fixed his life, as he wrote in his letter. She wondered if he was well. But she did not expect to see him again. She tried to forget the past and look to the future. One rainy afternoon, Ellie was at home. She heard a knock at her door. She opened it and her heart stopped. Moan stood there. He looked very different. His clothes were clean and simple. There were no bruises on his face. His hair was neat. He looked older, but also calmer. He did not look dangerous like before. He just looked tired, but also hopeful. "Ellie," he said. His voice was soft, like she remembered from their secret times. She could not speak. A year felt like a very long time. "I got a job," he said. "A good one, in construction. I work with my hands now." Ellie listened. Her eyes looked at his hands. They still had tattoos, but they looked strong, not like hands that fought. "I stopped fighting," he continued. "I stopped all the bad things. I kept your letter. I read it every day." He took a deep breath. "I have been waiting for you," he said. I fixed my life, Ellie, like I said I would. He reached into his pocket. He pulled out a small, dark box. He opened it carefully. Inside, on soft cloth, was a silver necklace. It had a small, round stone. Ellie remembered it. She wore it one special night. It was the night they first kissed. It was the night he told her about his family. It was the night she felt truly close to him. It was the night he had looked at her with so much feeling. "You wore this," Moan said, his voice a whisper. "The night I knew I loved you." Ellie looked at the necklace. Then she looked at Moan's eyes. They were still intense, but now they held a different light. They held a promise. A tear ran down Ellie's cheek. It was not a sad tear. It was a tear of hope. She thought about all the pain, all the doubt. But now he was here. He was changed. He had kept his word. She slowly reached out her hand. She did not take the necklace. She took Moan's hand. His skin felt warm. His grip was gentle. He did not pull away. He just looked at her, waiting. Ellie smiled, a real smile that reached her eyes. She knew he was still Moan, still a little wild inside, maybe. But he was also new. He was different. He was here for her. This time, he had come back to stay.